Hey guys, welcome back to Anderson's Garage. I'm Jim. Today we have an interesting problem and a simple solution. So we have a 2007 GMC classic body style Duramax with all the bolt-ons. We installed a new Hydroboost. This is just a beautiful truck, which the reason I'm telling you about the truck, I mean, it's so nice. AMP Research running boards, just a beautiful truck. Like, look at the frame and stuff. You got the fast fuel system, great wheels and tires by Motor City Customs. The problem was with the Hydroboost. So we installed the Hydroboost, and as you may already know, if you install the upgraded Hydroboost, you won't be able to shift out of park because the hole is a little tiny bit different. This is the old Hydroboost that came out of it. It was leaking like a sieve. So that hole's a little bit different. And a lot of the people on forums and stuff said, you got to drill out the new one. And I thought about it. It's something like a 41/64 drill bit or a Dremel and try and carve out the hole, make the hole a little bigger. And I'm looking at this truck like, they don't get much cooler than this. And if they do, let me know in the comments. I mean, just a gorgeous truck. And I'm looking at like, man, I don't want to start drilling out the hole in this brand new Hydroboost. That just seems like, well, I mean, if I oversize the hole a little bit, then I got to buy a new Hydroboost, because that rod, from what I understand, is not replaceable. Like, you can't remove it from the old one and put it in the new one or anything like that. It's an entire unit, and once it's assembled, that's it. So what do we do? And I thought about it for a little while, and I decided to open up the brake switch. So I'll show you that. So here's your brake switch. I've got a couple of them here. You can open this just by pushing these tabs back at both ends. And I wanted to see, oh, I broke that one. So don't do that. This one's been apart a few times. So when you open this and see what's inside, it'll make so much sense. I was doctoring up an old one that I had before I did it to the new one just to make sure it would work. So within this, as you can see, I'll try and use a screwdriver to pour it to. All you have are these contact points. So when you step on the brake, it closes this rear contact point. That's for your brake light. This front one right here, that contact point closest to the hole, that's for your interlocks. Once you step on the brake and that thing opens, it allows you to shift out of park. So while I was looking at this, I thought, man, I just need just a little bit of bend on that spring in there, or that contact. Less pressure will activate it, if you know what I'm saying. Because even smashing the pedal, it still wouldn't come out of park. So it took me a couple tries, and what I wound up doing was pulling the spring out of here. That's what activates these contacts. And I put a little curve down in it, and then I bent the end of it back over, so it's shaped kind of like that now. This engages more quickly when you step on the pedal. And it took me 2 or 3 tries to get it just right, because initially I had bent it too far and then it would come out of park without stepping on the brake. It was the tiniest adjustment I had to make in it, and everything seems to be working good now. I'll show you. So here we go. We go key on. You can see me. It won't come out of park. Step on the brake a little bit. There we go. So that's all it took. And here's another thing. This clip that holds that switch on the brake pedal. Be careful when you take this off. I took this one off last night. Not this one. I took one like this off last night. And that thing went flying under the dash, and Alex and I spent about 2 hours trying to find it. We used the inspection camera. Man, I have no idea where it went. So I went to the dealer this morning to try and buy a new one. They're like 25 bucks a piece. They didn't have them in stock. So I hit a local junkyard and I grabbed 2 of them while I was there. So why didn't I drill it out? To me, a truck this nice with all these mods, like, wait till you hear this thing run. It's awesome. With all these mods, I don't want to go carving up that brake boost rod. Like, to me, I knew there had to be a better solution than carving that thing up, risk oversizing it, and then his brake lights don't come on at the right time. Yeah, I just was like, no. I would rather doctor up a $5 switch from the junkyard, or $20 when it's new, as opposed to carving up the new Hydroboost rod. So I'll fire this thing up so you guys can hear it as a little added bonus to the video. By the way, this guy's a United States Marine, staff sergeant. So I wasn't really wanting to play games. He's actually my son's recruiter, the nicest guy in the world with a beautiful truck. And you know, this is one of those things that had to be right. So it took me a little bit longer than expected. I'm sure he's worried about this thing like it's his kid. I would be too. So we had to make it right. I don't even want to drive it at all. I'm just gonna move it around the driveway. The Hydroboost seems to be working good, but let's fire it up. Oh, diesel power. It's got the tuner up there. Ah, what a beautiful truck. Like, this thing is no joke, son. Yeah, it's awesome. As far as Duramaxes go, I mean, this is a pretty sweet one. It's awesome. It's been coated with wool wax. If this was like my son's truck or my brother's truck or something, I would take it down the road. But like, I'm not playing no games with this thing. So I'm just gonna move it around the driveway and maybe take it like 100 yards down the road, make sure everything's okay, and we'll turn it back over to him. So when you get into that situation with the Hydroboost, try that brake light switch first. Try to doctor that up, and it's tiny little adjustments, like fractions, to get it to release out of park. And you could easily bend it wide open and then it would just go into gear at any time. But like if you've got kids in the truck or something and somebody grabs that shifter and then away goes your Duramax, probably not a good idea. So I wanted to make it just like it was factory, and that's how I did it. So thank you for watching.